like the age gap between men and women. I bet you're like, you mentioned that back in the day, like it was like older men marrying younger women. Like that was totally normal, was normalized, but in today's society it's kind of looked at like it's a bit like it's predatory in a sense. Like that's the way society views it. It might not all of them are predatory, obviously, but most of them are usually predatory. And with the lady, like it's creepy in a sense, don't you think?
How
Because
old
like,
are you?
how old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 24.
Okay. Go on.
Mm-hmm. But like you have this woman, like the woman you're talking about discussing, who's like 29, I believe you said, and her NBA boyfriend or baby daddy now is like 22. That is a predatory move. She took advantage of him, and most men do that with young women. They take
That's
well.
You're saying most, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, majority of men always want to date younger women. That's always been like that since the beginning of time. So now you're saying that this is a predatory thing in this day and age is kind of weird, because this is what I'm sure your dad is older than your mum.
I'm
I'm
just
sure your
saying,
granddad is older than your grandmother. I'm sure your
and you
great grandfather is older than your great grandmother. So, like, you saying that this is predatory all of a sudden is weird. And also, there's a difference between older guys that want to date or sleep with younger women and what Brittany Renner did. Because what Brittany Renner did is not only the fact that she strategically looked for a younger guy who doesn't really understand the dynamic he's getting himself into. She went and got herself pregnant, so she's anchored her life. She's anchored herself into his life financially for the next 18 years. There's a difference between a guy just sleeping with a chick and then maybe dumping her, and then she goes and lives her life, to me anchoring my life into yours, and then I'm going to be leeching from you for the next 18 years.
Okay, no. There's okay. What I was trying to articulate is that like there's a sense of insanity when it comes to it when some men do it, because like it's used as a control mechanism, like where they're like, I'm gonna groom her, like she's like, that's most older men's mindset, is grooming the woman, using her, abusing her. Like I don't see the difference.
Abusing. Bro,
It
like,
is.
oh my
Most
god, bro.
I'm just telling you, most young women in those kind of relationships are oftentimes physically abused, psychologically abused. Like there's a lot of abuse that happens. Like let's not lie about it. And yeah, I'm gonna acknowledge that there's some young women that like marry older men who are obviously settled, have everything together for their resources. They have that understanding. There's an understanding within that relationship for them, but most of them don't turn out that way. And you reference like
most.
like,
Where's your data and statistics?
I could send you data and statistics.
No, you don't need to send. Just tell me where it is. Where does it come from?
Just Google it.
Just Google it. But you could just say where it comes from. You're just saying Google. Google, that doesn't mean anything, bruv. Like, to say specifically the studies, what university or wherever government organization that will tell you XYZ. That's all I'm asking you. The name.
Okay. So in university, I studied that. Like I took a course in women's and gender studies in which we looked at data and to see like how many women were like
where?
Why. It was years ago. Like I'm just trying to summarize it and like just give you the information that I remember from those researches. It's just like, so we looked at that data and statistics, and a lot of women were either abused and they ran away from home. They finally got the courage to leave their husbands, but they had to be in shelter and be in protective services most of the time, because like And there was an age gap in most of those relationships as well, like where the man was
Because there's usually an age gap in most relationships, though, in general.
Sorry.
There's usually an age gap in most relationships in general. So that wouldn't
But
really be that much. Oh, there's usually an age gap when something goes wrong, but there's usually an age gap anyway.
But a significant age gap.
Is what?
A significant age gap, like 10 years.
You mean significant?
A significant. I'm not English. So there's that. There's that like there's like that like drastic age gap between like the man and the woman. So you have some biases. You just have to admit it.
And you have biases as well.
Absolutely, I do.
Exactly. So that doesn't mean you're right, bruv. And you could say I'm being biased, but most of the things that guys talk about is what it is, the facts. It's not about feelings. It is what it is in reality.
When most women recount or retell stories is from like the experiences of other women. We might know somebody who has experienced abuse in a relationship where there was an age gap. Like I had a family friend of mine, like my mom's friend who got married at a young age to an older dude. It was an arranged marriage, and the dude literally like took advantage of her. He abused her, and she finally got the courage to just like pack up, take the kids, and leave. Like she didn't want a dime from him. She's like, I just want to get away. That's all I want. So it's from those kind of experiences. And then there's also data to support it. And oftentimes when we call in, obviously we're not going, like, it's not, like, I didn't plan to call in. I'm just like, oh, like, you know, he said something. I should probably, like, point that out. And that's why I called in. Like, I don't have the data written on paper to be like, oh, like,
so
the references.
Until you have evidence, you shouldn't talk like you know that what you're saying is completely accurate. That's what a smart person would do.
Okay, but it is accurate, my friend.
No, but you can't prove that. So until you can prove it, you can't say it's accurate because you can't prove it.
But the theory could be proven.
You can't do
like
that in court. If you was in court, in front of a judge and a jury, and you said, I can't prove this, but it's true, they're not gonna just say, oh yeah, she's right. It must be true because she said it. It don't work like that. That's not reality. Hey, you got a nice picture though. Is that you in your avatar?
Yeah, that's me. But I will provide evidence that
how old are you again?
I'm 24.
Where are you at? California?
No, Canada.
Canada. Oh, hey, listen, I might have to come over there, man. My boy's going over there. I might have to come with him, man. I might have to get me see what Canada says. Still, what, Montreal? Yeah.
No, not Montreal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, but you look nice in the picture though. Still.
Thank you.
Why your type? Yeah.
I lost my train of thought now.
That's what I wanted to do. I did that on purpose, man.